Hello and welcome to Zombie Bites Damien movie reviews in 10 minutes or less.
What happened to 5 minutes?
Check out the other video I ran over. Anyway, 10 minutes is far better, gives you room to breathe. So last time we checked out the best horror movies of 2021, now it's time to see the worst. Again, this was a difficult task. If you saw the last video, you'll know just how hard it was for me to find 5 good movies among such a sea of average this year. And so it was again. I mean, The Conjuring 3 and Halloween Kills weren't great, but they weren't exactly bad either. We've worked, we've toiled, and we've ploughed through an endless sea of bullshit in order to bring you
The top 5 worst horror movies of 2021.
And coming in at number 5, we have Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin. And I really wanted to like this movie, mainly because I'm such a huge fan of the franchise in general, with some of them being my favourite entries into the found footage genre. After the disappointment of Ghost Dimension, I was really expecting Next of Kin to give this franchise the kick up the arse it so desperately needed, which it absolutely did not. The movie focuses on a character called Margot, who discovers her roots after being abandoned as a baby, and her boyfriend come documentary maker head on out to this Amish community to learn more.
No spoilers, remember?
Nothing that's not in the trailer. No spoilers today. And so for the first hour or so of this movie, it's utterly ridiculous. Even by Paranormal Activity standards, it's a real doozy. Nothing happens!
Is that a noise?
No.
Is that a pig?
Oh my god! You might think I'm exaggerating, but this is really close to the dialogue we actually get. Also, this movie really strains the suspension of disbelief. There's so many times where you're just like, dude, how is the camera still pointing? But what really saves this movie from being higher up on the list is the third act. It's bonkers, utterly insane. I mean, it still makes absolutely no sense at all, but it's action-packed, decent scares, but it doesn't save it from being a bad movie. So if you're a fan of the series, maybe go give it a go just out of interest, but don't expect it to be hitting the heights of the first 3 or even the marked ones, because it's just not. I also don't think it's done enough to bring new fans to the franchise either.
Does this mean we've seen the end of Paranormal Activity?
Let's hope so. Let's move on to number 4. Old. Yep, M. Night Shyamalan is back again. And it's bad. Again. I really wanted this movie to be good. I'm still such a huge fan of M. Night's older work. I even enjoyed Split. But Old suffers from being a bit of a nothing movie. I mean, it has a good premise, but that's where it ends. Basically about a beach. When you get there, there's no escape. Oh, and also you start aging at a rapid rate.
Doesn't bother me.
Well, it didn't bother anyone else either. That's the problem with this movie. It's not scary. It also suffers from some seriously bad acting. It was so bad that I found it really difficult to even get involved in the plot. The main couple, Guy and Priska, have absolutely no chemistry whatsoever and deliver the lines with all the believability of a government telling us that they've got a handle on COVID. It does perk up when we see Alex Wolff and Thomasin McKenzie show up. They do deliver some genuinely sweet moments, but that's about it. I won't give the big twist away for anybody planning on watching this movie. Don't do it! But it's okay. It's not god-awful. Problem is, by the time it came around, I'd lost all interest in the characters and all interest in this stupid plot. You know, it feels more like a short story that was stretched to a feature film, where it really would have felt more at home on an anthology release. I wouldn't say outright avoid this movie, but I wouldn't go out of your way to track it down.
Or God forbid, spend any money on it.
You said that, not me. On to number 3 we march. Sitting in the middle at number 3 is Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Oh my god, this movie is so bad. It's just so bad. Let me get one thing straight. I love Dave Bautista. Not the most charismatic, but he's a decent action hero. Amari Hardwick is great in power, and Theo Rossi is always fun to watch. Although I can't stop picturing him as Juice from Sons of Anarchy. Tig Notaro also did a great job of stepping into the role of Marianne under very difficult circumstances at the last minute. But holy hell is this movie boring. The OG Dawn of the Dead was only 1 hour and 40, and that's the greatest zombie movie ever made.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead shall walk the earth.
There's just no reason for a heist movie set in Zombieland to be this long. Had this come in at a tight 90 minutes, it would have been a hell of a lot more entertaining. But goddamn, these scenes go on forever with literally no end in sight. Also, I don't buy Dave Bautista wanting to quit being a super soldier to flip burgers on a food truck. It's almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger being a nanny. Ah, whatever.
How do they make a zombie tiger boring?
I have no idea. When I saw this in the trailer, I was incredibly psyched. But when it came on, I had to be nudged awake. Also, this movie's super fucking blurry. Was it an artistic choice? I mean, I understand the scenes with Tig in there because she was superimposed into the movie. But there's scenes upon scenes where she's not in it and it's still blurry. Why? I think by this stage, I've just got to say, I think Zack Snyder's a bad director. I know he's got his fanboys. And for you guys, I really hope they release a 12-hour version of this so you can crown it as the masterpiece you think it is.
But it's not.
I know. I would say actively avoid this one unless you're looking for the quickest way to slip into a coma.
Move it along, or this is going to practically be a Snyder cut.
Good point. Moving on. Number 2. The Unholy. Released in April, starring Jeffrey Dean Morgan and produced by Dream Team Sam Raimi and Robert Tapper of Evil Dead fame.
Damn, what's it doing on this list?
Wasn't scary.
Really?
Not even a little.
That's disappointing.
You're telling me I just want someone to put Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the right movie.
This is the kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Me too. Someone just needs to take that kind of character, put Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it, and stick it in a goddamn movie. He's such a good actor, and this movie just wastes his talent. The film revolves around Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays a roguish journalist who stumbles across a young girl able to perform miracles. But all is not as it seems. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole movie in a nutshell. There's not one single thing that's scary in this film. Outside of Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the acting is bad all round. The CGI effects, laughably bad. And despite being just over 90 minutes, this movie fucking drags. So I was pretty disappointed with this one. I thought with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, plus Sam Raimi, Robert Tapper, I had this down as one of the surprises of the year. Which it was, just not for the right reasons. And that brings us to top spot. I don't really even want to say the name of this movie, it's that bad.
Get on with it already, drama queen.
I'm working up to it. Jesus Christ. Number 1 is the absolute shit pile of a reboot, Wrong Turn, The Foundation. Talk about a bait and switch. Longtime fans of the Backwood Cannibal franchise have long waited on some money being pumped into this so that we might get a decent sequel or a reboot. The first 2 are great, but since then it's been ups and downs. Mainly downs, but still pretty entertaining. The 6th movie, Last Resort, although firmly being rooted in So Bad It's Good horror, took a step in the right direction. So when I heard there was a reboot coming, I was pretty excited to see how they were going to take it off. The answer? By making a movie not even remotely related to the franchise. Seriously, they've just slapped a Wrong Turn logo on this just to try and trick fans into parting with a few quid. It might look prettier than previous movies, but you can polish a turd. It might look shiny, but it's still a turd underneath.
Eloquently put.
Shut up, I'm on a rant. The characters here are some of the shallowest we've ever seen in the franchise, and that's saying a lot. Yes, all the other movies had shallow characters, but those movies never wanted to do anything more than just simply entertain. Instead of cannibals, we get The Foundation. A bunch of people that hated how America was going, so decided to go and live out in the woods. Ooh, so scary. Wrong Turn, The Foundation is trash, trying to disguise itself as high art. The filmmakers have obviously seen films like Get Out, Midsummer, Us, even The Witch. All movies that have something to say about society or challenges faced by gender or race or survivors of trauma. This movie has none of that. But it tries to pass off its one-dimensional characters as deep thinkers or the woke generation in a vain hope that it lands with fans of those kind of movies. Let me be clear, I love all kinds of horror. Cheesy, gory, slow burn, supernatural, anything. If it's good, I'm in. But I'm just not sure how this movie ever intended on finding an audience. Fans of the original movie won't vibe with it because it's basically an insult. And yes, they even go as far as to insult the fans. They start laughing at a dude near the end of the movie saying, oh, he's just watching another stupid cannibal movie. Well, I'm sorry, guy, but you got your fan base based on those stupid cannibal movies, so maybe don't bite the hand that feeds you. Also, fans of slow burn horror that delve into serious issues or have a social conscience aren't going to like this movie. It's shallow. The dialogue is nothing more than an embarrassing series of cliches and pot shots, trying to tap into a surface level ideology that really doesn't fit the kind of movie they're going for.
Are you done?
Yeah, pretty much. I would say actively avoid this one. If you're a fan of the original franchise, there's nothing here for you. And if you've not seen the older movies, I'd still say avoid it. It doesn't stand on its own that well. The characters are stupid, the antagonists are woefully silly, and the plot is, well, awful. It's caught between trying to be part of two schools of horror thought and fails miserably at both. And there you have it, the top 5 worst horror movies of 2021. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, give it a like, and if you enjoyed the review, maybe consider subscribing for more content. 2021's been a funny old year for horror, but I am optimistic that 2022 is going to be full of bone-chilling, stomach-churning nightmare fuel for all of us. Check out the video linked up here to see what I'm looking forward to in 2022. And until next time, remember this: if you want to make high art, make high art. If you want to make popcorn entertainment, give me my cannibals!